Hello, gorgeous woman. How are you?
Hello, I am good. Yes, thank you.
So cool. I actually just saw Gemma at the retreat here in LA not long ago at all.
Yeah, I'm still getting over it. It was it was a lot to, feel into, and yeah, it's all a roller coaster going through that and getting through and getting past it as well.
Yeah. No, well,
Yeah,
it was epic meeting you in person. And
yeah,
yeah, you look amazing. You look
yeah.
really,
Thank you very much. So do you.
thank you. Thank you. So listen, hi, Stevie Nicks. We're going to do a really beautiful viewing into your experience, right? Get the inside scoop from you, Gemma, on what it was really like for you being in the soul to soul vortex with your other sisters and sort of, where you are now. Before we begin, I'd love for you just to introduce yourself.
Okay, so my name's Gemma. I'm from the UK. Um, I'm a radiographer. I do MRI scans in a hospital. It's a it's a busy job. Takes a lot, and I deal with a lot of people from different walks of life. And it does take a lot out of me. Um, yeah, and I live in a little village called the Poodle Valley with my little dog. And
Beautiful. And how old are you, darling?
I am 36.
36. Beautiful. That's when I met my soulmate. So, so all right, Gemma. So let's just dive in before my baby starts crying. Let's make this juicy. To just go back to, I know I'm a meanie, but I want you to go back to where you were before you did Soul to Soul on that very first call with me. I remember it. It was not long ago. Just,
Yeah.
if you need to close your eyes, if you don't need to, that's fine. But just really go back and connect into, oh, what did that feel like for you? Where were you in your life? What was not working?
So back when before I just started all of this, um, I just felt like I was living from day to day. I wasn't really living life. I was just going from day to day, just doing day to day things.
Yeah.
I I haven't been in a relationship for 6 years, and I'm being having a family of my own is just something I've always wanted.
Mm.
And I was getting scared that I was getting too old, that I wasn't going to have that opportunity because people, guys I've met weren't coming up for me or being the guys I needed them to be.
Yeah.
Um, and I was spending years with them, and they weren't the guy that would give me all of that because they just weren't for me at the end.
Yeah.
And it was really getting to me. People were saying to me, "You've got plenty of time, you're fine." Others saying, "Oh, we got don't go, to go leave it too late," and it was just stressing me out. And I looked into doing like artificial insemination, so doing it all myself as well, and how much that's going to cost and time and what I'd need to do. And I was actually going to set up a consultation and go through with that. And
Mm.
that was where my life was going to be. I thought, I don't want to do this alone, but that's what I feel I had to do to get that baby I wanted.
Huge. Huge.
Yeah.
And so how was that feeling for you that was, and by the way, there's nothing wrong if that's what you girls want to do, but generally, obviously, when we get down to the heart of all hearts, like you just said, Gemma, it's like, that's not the way I want to do it. You
No.
know, yes, that's an option, but that's not the way that you saw your life and it's not what you wanted to do. So how was that really sitting with you, feeling like that was kind of the only option?
It feels horrible. My head started to ache. I feel horrible awfulness inside that's not very comfortable at all. And, you know, tears are threatening there because I really felt like my life was not what I wanted it to be, and I was scared.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a nice feeling at all.
And how was that showing up in your life in terms of, was that keeping you awake at night or was it just constant anxiety? Like, how was that actually showing up day to day for you, if we just break it down? Was it sadness? Like, what was it?
It was sadness because I'd go out and I do my job. I put on a face of being happy and being, a bubbly person. But I come home and things got to me easily. So just little things would just send me into a spiral. I'd just get upset. And then because of what's happened to me, I lost my mum 12 years ago. That
Mm,
weight of that pain just was there, and that just shot in and made everything 10 times worse. So whenever I got upset, that all flooded in. And whenever I thought about my future, I it hurt, it physically hurt, and I cry, and I just cry. Um, and you know, that would be my evenings. I go out with friends and things, but seeing people, my friends get, you know, having kids, getting married, it hurt, it upset me, because I didn't see myself doing that. You know, and I've got a single friend, and she's like, oh, be happy being single, be happy, and I'm like, I was just like, well, no, because I want to share my life with somebody, I want that family. And I just wasn't finding that person. And I've been online for like 5 years, and I've met 2 people off there, and it just didn't work. And it just seems vicious online, and I just didn't like it. And I just thought, it was just, is this my life? I just thought, no. And it upset me when they wouldn't respond, or when they stopped talking to you. And it was just spiraling all the time, just going down in spirals and sinking into sadness and pain.
I can feel that. And so you felt left behind, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Was that something that was big for you, that kind of like, why can't I have this?
Yeah, because my sister, you know, she's younger than me, she's been married twice, and she's got 3 beautiful children. And I've somehow gone down the career route, which is not what I wanted to do, but it's just the way it's gone. And I always said to my sister, you know, I'd swap what you've got in a heartbeat. You have my job, I'll have your family. You know, she thinks it's stressful, I think I love it.
And exactly. So what was that one thing that scared you the most before you even did Soul to Soul, that if you didn't actually take action, what was the thing that scared you the most that was going to happen or not happen?
That my life just wouldn't be full of the love and joy that I wanted it to be. And to actually meet that person who, you know, just commits to me and loves me completely, regardless of, you know, things, and just loves me as I am, and doesn't want me to compromise on things. And I just thought I never was going to meet that someone. I thought I'd have to compromise myself to find somebody, you know.
That's a big one.
My standards, I was going to have to lower my standards. People would tell me, you got such high standards, you can't have such high standards. I'm like, well, this is someone I'm going to share my life with. I've got to have, you know, standards, but I was having to lower them, and I really didn't feel comfortable doing that. And it was not a nice feeling at all. So
now, if we fast forward, thank you for sharing that so honestly and vulnerably. The energy is really small, and it's sad, and it's scared. Fast forward, Gemma, what did you learn with that old story and now where you are? What did you learn when you went through Soul to Soul? What became very clear to you about how you were living and actually what's possible?
So one of the biggest things that I realised in Soul to Soul is that my dreams mean something, that I can dream limitless dreams, and I can have what I want. So being in Soul to Soul, I mean, when I dream now, it fills me with warmth and happiness. The other day at work, I just went off and started thinking to my soulmate and my little children, my little girls, and I felt such warmth in my heart. And it just
I can feel that.
And it was beautiful. And I was so cold that morning, but that warmed me up straight away.
Making me cry. Yeah, I feel that too.
It was just, I just loved it. And I could almost just smell them, you know, and it was just absolutely beautiful. It was only a few minutes, but that's enough. And
well done.
Yeah, it was a lovely moment. And I can just dream. So, you know, my dream to live somewhere else in another country, I can just I can do that. Why can't I do that? I can do that. And, you know, I just thought, yes, I can do that. And I thought, you know, I can't do this, I've got to do that, but that, you know, it's just like, no, I can't do it. It's going to happen. It's just allowing myself to believe that there's the universe out there that's there for me. It's holding me.
Yes.
And everything I dream, I just put out there and let it go. And it's that letting go that's the key thing. It's just not stewing in it, knowing how it's going to work. Just let it go, and no, there we go, done. And it's freeing. It's so freeing.
It's so delicious. So you girls watching this can see the difference. And Gemma is not an actor; she's a radiographer. far from it. And this is her truth, you know, that she just, you could feel before her energy was just like a scared little girl. And now she's in this queen energy, this woman energy of like full possibilities of this is what's happening. And it's got a lot more certainty, doesn't it? You look different. You look different when you speak.
I just want to sit here and just giggle. Oh, it's just amazing. It feels so lovely, and I feel that vibrational energy higher just flowing through me, and I just like, ooh, and it feels lovely. I got taken with me.
Beautiful. Listen, keep doing all of that. But like, if you just, for the soul sisters in here that are really like, you know what, I want to do soul to soul. I want to step up and change my life. I want to have what Gemma's got right now, or that deliciousness. What was it like for you going in? Because it's not a walk in the park. It's not like we just sit there talking about dreams all the time, right? It's a big part of it, but it's not all just unicorns and rainbows at all in soul to soul. It gets very real. And I know your process, even though I was in hospital delivering my baby girl, obviously I was checking in with my team, and I know that it got very confronting for you.
It did, yeah. So soul to soul, I had a lot of sobby lives, crying lives. It helped me through a lot of difficult things that came up in my life at that point. And being in that soul sisterhood and having all those sisters there commenting and helping you, it really brings you back out of that hole you're getting yourself into, and it just holds you accountable for how you're feeling. And my dad came back into my life. He's been out of my life my whole life, and he came back drunk and just not himself at all. He's just a shadow of himself. And I just thought, why is he expecting, we can't take care of him. And it really was dragging me down. I can't take care of this man. He's a 70-year-old man, but I can't take care of him, and he's never taken care of me. And soul to soul gave me that power to just say, no, no, you've not been there my whole life, so you're not dragging my life down.
Yes.
And that was just, it was just amazing to have the queens there to help me realize that and just say no. And you know what, it's been, this was back before Christmas. I haven't heard a peep. So yeah, that's really just, that's a bomb there in itself. And it contained it and didn't let it get, burst up into my vortex and cause a havoc. So
well, what I'm hearing and feeling is so much of your power on, because especially, I'm not going to go into it, but obviously like the family piece, I don't care if you think you've had a brilliant childhood or a disastrous childhood, actually we're all on, well, not the same playing field, because some people come in with a lot of trauma and some people have had a relatively good childhood, but actually it's often the women that are like, oh no, Lucy, like the little girl thing doesn't apply to me. And it's like, no. No matter where you come from, what your upbringing is, our little girl is forming and shaping at such a young age. Even if you have two present parents, they may not be loving you in the way that your little girl needs, and you may not feel emotionally supported, even though they took you on holidays and gave you whatever you wanted. That does not mean you had the perfect childhood. No one did. I didn't. Yet I used to think that I did, but I didn't. I was like, oh, my little girl, like, there was a lot of stuff under the surface, right? So it takes courage. Sometimes it's easier if you've had a shitty childhood to come in and you get to see, okay, my little girl's really upset. But I just wanted to also just extend this point a little bit more for those of you watching that might think that this doesn't apply to you, to say that there's not been one woman that's gone through soul to soul that has not had to deal and heal their little girl, no matter what your background is. So of course in Gemma's case it was obvious where she needed to go around the dad stuff, and then she had the death of her mother. So that was, it's almost like not easier, Gemma, but like you knew where to go. But I just felt called to share that if you're sitting here and thinking, oh, that doesn't apply to me, it actually does. It's a big blind spot that's keeping you single now. So Gemma, sorry,
even though I lost my mum when I was an adult, and I had a lovely childhood with my mum, but there were still times when there's three of us and I felt like left out at points. So there's still places to go back in your childhood where you felt left out, you felt like you weren't being seen, or times when I got scared because it was just an irrational fear that if I didn't go kiss my mum goodbye, I wouldn't see her again. And it was just things like that, facing why was I feeling like that? You know, it was just a point in time that was just only, it was in like a few years I used to feel like that, but I just, what come up, and it was just, why did I feel like that? So it was just little things, and yeah, you just saw
but
them.
they're not little, they're actually big.
No, they're not little, no.
And what that speaks to, and this is the interesting thing, is it's an abandonment paradigm. And even like I grew up with a mother at home taking great care of me, even though my dad died. But it wasn't just the abandonment that I felt with my dad dying. It was also abandonment that I felt because my mum wasn't actually emotionally available the way that I needed her to be, even though she was a freaking epic mum. So we're not going to keep going into the little girl talk, but I just think it's very, very, very relevant to just shine the light on the fact that there's no shame around it. We don't even have to make sense of why we feel abandoned or why we feel scared. It's just that is coming from something. And until we heal that and deal with it, it goes into adulthood, it goes into marriages, and that's why there's a high divorce rate, because people aren't dealing with their own selves and their own fears and their own limiting beliefs. So, so I just wanted to obviously say that it wasn't a walk in the park for you. It gets real, right? It gets really real in soul to soul.
Yeah, and the breakthroughs I had. So you know, you're going to get skeptical about these things, but then when you actually do the work and you feel into these things and why you're feeling like that. I mean, the breakthrough I had when I was dealing with something, I did a rage page, I danced around, I waved around some sage, and then I felt absolutely awesome. And then I shared that, and I was just like, I can't believe how awesome I feel. And it was just absolutely amazing. So, you know, doing this work, it just opens up things inside you didn't think you'd have, and it's like a little firework explosion, and it's awesome, and it just fills you with so much warmth, and you're like, wow, it's like clearing cobwebs, and I've got another piece of me back. And
Gemma, I love the way you describe this. It's so epic because it's so palpable, right? And right now, knowing how you felt before in the land of relationships, like how do you feel now about the future? How do you feel now about attracting in your soulmate?
Oh, I mean, I know he's out there. I can feel him, and I've noticed at work. So you know, the men I work with, they're showing up for me a lot more now than they ever did, and
coincidence, is it?
And you know, I'm even getting little gifts and things from them as well. So you know, just chocolate. So yeah, it's awesome, and yeah, and it's just walking through places and just smiling at people. Then they're like, and I actually had someone stop me and say, hi, how are you? I'm like, I'm great. Oh, my name's John. What's your name? Gemma. This was like, you know, 10 to 7 in the morning. I was a zombie, and I was just like, hi. And he goes, oh, it's lovely to meet you. I hope I could see you around more. You got a lovely smile. And it was just lovely.
Your energy, people
Yeah.
wanted to around that energy. Can you see, those of you watching, you can see that you wouldn't have wanted to hang around, you know, especially if you're a guy, right, around Gemma's energy. You weren't drawn to her earlier on in the call. And Gemma, you know what I mean by that. Now you're like, I don't care what you're talking about. I don't care. I just want to be around you, right? It's magnetic. And this is what you girls can see, that's the difference, is many of you are living in hopelessness, victimhood. It's not fair. The universe has forgotten all about me. I'm just not good at relationships. Been there. That's one way to live. But it sucks balls. And the reason you're in this community and the reason you're watching Gemma right now is because something in you is still not where you want to be. And it takes guts. You know, Gemma, freaking on that first phone call, she had a decision to make. And I was like, is today the day you're going to do it? She said, I'm going to figure it out. So that's an attitude of a woman that did change her life. You know, it wasn't like Gemma had, you know, everything sitting there in her account looking pretty, right? Nope. You literally said to me on that phone call, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure it out. There wasn't, oh no, I can't afford it. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow will be better. She never did that. She just went, I'm doing it. I'm figuring it out. And look at this girl now. And it's from her attitude. And then she comes to the retreat. She goes, I don't know how I'm coming to the retreat. I'm coming. I'm figuring it out. It's so inspiring, Gemma, seeing you feel and leap before you have it all figured out, because you've just proven to yourself that there is always a way, and you're the person now that figures it out and finds the way. That's who you are now.
Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing. Just literally think, right, I'm going on that retreat. Don't know how I'm going to do it. I've got no annual leave left. I'm making it work. And I was just, just really saying, right, I'm doing it. I'm going to do it. And then the opportunities that opened up for it, going to work, like, oh yeah, you can, yeah, that's fine. We're just, so that person will take their annual leave the following week. You can have that. Just make up the days. Awesome. And I took 4, but I only made up 3. So I didn't have to make an extra one.
What I want you girls that are watching this to see is this is what I teach. Honestly, I live my life. A lot of you think you know about the law of attraction, or not think you know about it, but I'll have a lot of women saying to me, Lucy, I can make the law of attraction work in some areas, but not when it comes to love. I get that all the time. And you're either using the law of attraction or you're not. It's not like part-time. It's constantly operating 24/7. And what I help women do is get into alignment with the universe so that you can be a masterful receiver on every level. And what Gemma is honestly showcasing right here is that she is now living from her heart space. When she feels like, I want to do something, she creates it, but she doesn't look for the way first. She just makes the decision. This is why it's a very important trait for me to invite someone in, is my women are decisive. They're ready to make a decision on this call. I'm not here to think, I want to think about it. That's not my people. My women are, you know what? I'm so sick and tired of my own bullshit. I'm sick of not getting what I want. Today's the fucking day that I'm going to step up. And that's who you are, Gemma. And I know you don't swear like me, like a trooper, but it was really, really, it's powerful, like, to get that you're leaping before you have it all figured out. And that is you trusting in the unseen, trusting something deep in your heart said to you, this feels good. And that's why you kept jumping, like, ever since, because you're like, well, now I can trust myself. I can trust my decisions. I can trust my heart. So I just want to acknowledge you for who you're being in the world, who you're being for yourself. I can feel this guy is just going to be practically tap dancing at how lucky he is to get you. Woman in her worth, who knows who she is. Like, you're just radiating right now.
Because he's going to love me.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. We're going to wrap the call because I did say it was going to be quick, but is there anything you want to say to women that are standing where you were right now, that do want to take the leap, but they're scared? Like, what would you love to say to a soul sister right now?
So this come up when I saw this advert come up. It come up at a moment when I was really low, and I looked at all the information. I thought, this sounds like something I can do, but there were reservations there. But I say, get out of your head, really feel into what you feel at that time, and if that talks to you, you really feel the words that are on that page and it really talks to you, then just take a chance. Just take that leap, because you're not going to know what's going to happen to you until you do it. So it's just taking that leap off that cliff and trusting that you're going to fly. And trust me, it is, you have to do the work. It's, you are accountable for yourself, so it's just not a walk in the park. But to do all this, it's just opens up parts of you and just really makes you feel so warm and happy. And the calmness I feel, I can feel so, but if I just relax, and it's just that calm, and it's just that inner calm, that connection, that love I feel for myself, it's just immense. And it's just discovering that again, and then people around you will notice.
100%. And that's the thing, it's not like we do anything to you. So many people want a quick fix, they want a silver bullet. That's not what this is. That doesn't exist. Anyone that says, hey, I'll help you change your life and I'm going to do it for you. No, you've got to be the one that wants to change, because this is a proven process. It works. There are so many women, like, in relationships now, and not just a relationship, but like a heart connected relationship. They've got the job that they want. They're earning more, because when your self-worth goes up, so does your ability to receive on all levels. And that's what you're talking about. Now people are bringing, like, these guys are like wanting to spoil you. Not a coincidence, because men want to be able to show up for us women. They want to have a woman that values herself enough that they can go, I just want to take care of her. I just want to spoil her. I just want to hold a big space with her and do life with her. Like, there are such awesome men on this planet. Yes, there are drop kicks as well. And there are drop kick women as well. There are women that are complete assholes. So it's not like if you're sitting here and you're like, oh no, there's no good man and men don't treat me well, that's just because of your own vibration, and you've been expecting relationships to fail, and they do. But as you look at Gemma now, she's expecting the very, very best, and she's going to have it, because as you can feel from her, she's just only looking for that. She's just like, yep, he's going to absolutely love me.
Yeah, he is, and he's coming. So it's not a case of, you know, you do the 8 weeks and you're ready. It's, you still got to do this the rest of your life. Beautiful. I know I still need to do work on myself, but I'm getting there, and I am seeing the results, and it's just absolutely wonderful. And I know he's there and he's coming, and when I am ready, he's going to come tripping, falling, flying for me. So
right. And just as a very quick other little thing, we won't go into it just because I know I do need to go feed a Bella, but you know, when you came to the retreat, you know, so much other stuff comes up, like the soulmate's one piece of the pie, but now Gemma's like putting all her focus into where she wants to go to really live on purpose, and it's a completely different career.
Yes, I've already been putting feelers out for that. Yeah.
And that happened a lot at the retreat. We had a lot of people handing in their resignation. Not that that's what I make people do. But when you realize, oh my God, I want to live on purpose. I want to use the gifts inside of me. I want to be the fullest version of myself. It gets so exciting, and it means taking risks and like clearing out the shit that does not belong in your life, so you do not have to suffer and struggle and just get by, because that is a shitty way of living.
It is, yeah. And so I'm preaching that to everybody I can.
So thank you so much. This was such a joy, Gemma, to just hang with you. I'll see you later in the Queens in Demand call, but thank you so much for coming on. I mean, you've got such a beautiful energy. You know who you reminded me of actually was Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. Oh, I love Dorothy.
Got some red shoes.
I'm picturing you with these magical glittery shoes, just clicking them 3 times. But you have that such beautiful feminine quality, and there's something magical about Dorothy. I love Dorothy, so I just wanted to share that. And can women reach out to you? Is that okay?
Yes, they can. I'm more than happy to help. Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Gemma, and I'll see you later on.
You are awesome, Lucy. Thank you so much for everything that you've done and you're doing.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
All right. Thank you. I'll see you later.
See you later.